The result? If you're on your own, you have no chance of a fair recovery without an experienced attorney. I was licensed to practice in 1994. Over the past 32 years, I have seen the insurance company's playbook develop. Delay, deny, depose. It's not just crime scene evidence. It's a very real approach most every insurance company takes in responding to the claims of traffic accident victims. Hire someone who knows the game. Hire somebody who wins. Hire me, Jason Thompson. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or my website, alawyerforus.com.
94.1 San Antonio's Sports Center.
Spurs back in action tonight as they're in Brooklyn to take on the Nets. Tip-off coming up at 6:30 in the NFL. The Cowboys hit the road as they'll be in Philly to take on the Eagles. No Jalen Hurts as he has been ruled out for that game. They will face Kenny Pickett. That game was flexed to a noon kick, which you can catch right here on your South Texas home for the Dallas Cowboys. San Antonio Sports Star starting at 11 o'clock, while the Aggies, they take on USC in the Las Vegas Bowl coming up here at 8:30 tonight.
This is Extra Innings with Pleasure.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Rock and roll! The Texans win it!
You've been called the Da Vinci of our time. What do you say to that?
Absolutely ridiculous. I don't paint.
That ball is history! A walk-off home run!
And it's going to be legendary.
James Pledger wraps your day with insight, opinion, plenty of sarcasm, and of course, your calls. He'll even pour a beer out the door for his favorite story of the day. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. Now, here's Pledge.
Welcome into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I am James Pledger. Thanks for joining me, however you may be joining, whether that's on 94.1 on your FM dial, if you happen to be listening at sasportstar.com via the AA Best Bail Bonds audio player, or if you're watching on our YouTube channel, you can go ahead. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have all of our shows live right there every single day. The Morning Huddle from 6 to 10 with AJ and Rob. Jason and Joe on the Blitz from 2 to 6. And, of course, right now, 6 to 7 with Extra Innings with Pleasure with myself. Go ahead, like, subscribe, search SA Sports Star. You can comment along in the comment section or feel free to call in. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Lots to get into today. It started off early this morning on the Morning Huddle as Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy joined the show via AA Best Bail Bonds, as he does every Friday morning before a Cowboys game day. And we'll have at least one more of those next week right here on San Antonio Sports Star at 6:45 on the Morning Huddle, because they are not going to the playoffs, but lots of speculation. CeeDee Lamb shut down, his future with the team, possibly with other teams. They talked about it this morning on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman.
All right. Joining us now on the Buyers Barricade guest line, courtesy of AA Best Bail Bonds, is the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. Coach Mike McCarthy joins us. Coach, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well. Ready for New Year's.
How was Christmas? How did you get some family time, or is it a football season as usual?
No, I had a really nice day at home with Jessica and the girls. So everybody was home for Christmas, and I caught up on some sleep. So it was a great day.
Whose responsibility is the meal on Christmas Day?
Jessica, she took care of that, which we all appreciate.
Oh, what a woman! What a woman! Did you go turkey, ham, prime rib? What we go with?
She went with steak. Yeah, she went with steak.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Coach, your team is playing right now. I mean, I'm sure this is probably the last 5 weeks. This is the level you'd hoped you were going to get out of your squad all year long. What do you think's changed in your guys? I mean, what do you think is different now than the first few weeks of the season that you guys are playing at such a high level right now?
We're just doing a better job, frankly, of the basics. It starts with the ball security. We're taking care of the ball better, but we're doing a great job of taking it away. I mean, that's made the biggest impact. And we're making big plays in games too. So I mean, the offense has produced some big plays, particularly against Tampa. And so when when you make big plays, take care of the football, win the turnover ratio, and and outside the Tampa Bay, we've done a very consistent job of winning the time of possession. So and that's the way we want to play. And if you look at our past 3 years, that's when we're at our best.
Last week as we were watching CeeDee Lamb, you kind of really throw his body on the line to make some big plays and just put himself out there. We knew how hurt he'd been. When there were times where it's like, oh man, should he still be out there? Who all is involved in the discussion to sit CD for the year? How much input did he have personally? And who makes the final say on whether or not CeeDee Lamb's going to play going forward, as you guys have decided to shut him down for the season?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, this is an ongoing, everyday process that all of our guys go through. I mean, the public hears about a player when he goes on the injury list, but these guys are working in a prehab mode all the time. So, and CeeDee's been dealing with this shoulder for almost a whole season. And then, when the injury obviously occurred and it was significant, it was a bigger injury than it's been. It was obviously an easy decision to shut him down. I mean, if this was week 3 or week 4, I would see CeeDee not playing in this game. So, I just think like anything, you get the information, and it always starts with the player and the medical staff. And so once that conversation happens, when you have all the information, those decisions are finalized. But these guys do a great job of investing a tremendous amount of time and resources into taking care of their bodies. And so, and that's the relationship our medical staff has with every one of our players.
Cooper Rush has obviously, he's been very good for the last month, but a lot of it has been him relying heavily on CeeDee Lamb as a target. Who fills that role for Cooper as sort of the security blanket, or is there anyone who can fill that role, knowing what CD is and how comfortable Cooper is with him?
Well, there's only one CeeDee Lamb. I think we recognize that, but it's a great opportunity, starting with Brandon Cooks. Brandon's back healthy, so he'll obviously have some more opportunities, but it's a great opportunity for all these guys, the JTs and Terp, Flo. I mean, all these receivers are really chomping at the bit to have an opportunity this week, and we understand clearly that the way Philadelphia will view this opportunity too. So we're anticipating more one-on-ones and more man coverage in this game, and so this will be a great opportunity for our guys.
Mike McCarthy joins us here, courtesy of AA Best Bail Bonds. Now, with the Eagles, this game coming up on the 29th, you guys have obviously you're without CeeDee Lamb. The real question for the Eagles is, are they going to be with or without Jalen Hurts? How do you prepare for a game like this where Jalen may or may not play? Do you mostly focus on Jalen will play and then adjust if he doesn't? Or how do you split it 50-50? How do you go about that?
Well, I think you got to spend a little more time on the backup, Pickett, just because you don't know enough about him. You do have film on him in Pittsburgh, but he did play a lot in the Washington game, so so you can really only spend so much time on him based off the volume of the video available. And the good thing is you do know Jalen, and and definitely focus on particularly the last game. I mean, he had a big game against us, especially getting out of the pocket and making plays with his legs. So that's just something you naturally prepare for just because of the success they had in the first game. So, but we got to be ready for both guys.
And obviously, anytime you play the Eagles, at least now, Saquon Barkley becomes a big part of your game plan. How do you at least try to limit how Saquon does his damage, and how much of a focus does he become even more of a focus if Jalen Hurts isn't playing?
Well, he's the focus. I mean, he's making this offense go to a whole different level. Starts up front. I mean, this is a massive athletic offensive line. And it's a line that's played together for quite some time. So, and they're definitely in sync. So the combination of the offensive line and Saquon, it's that's a the starting point. And then and they got excellent perimeter players too. So AJ's having another big year, just went over 1,000 yards, I think, in 12 games. So it's you got to get ready for the whole offense. But definitely the starting point is the offensive line and Saquon Barkley.
It seems like you guys have motivation down the stretch, doesn't seem to be an issue for your guys. But when everything, playoff wise is off the table and you're kind of just, you're playing out the string, so to speak, does it help in your mind to have these divisional games with the Eagles and the Commanders as your last two games, knowing that your guys will probably be maybe even a little extra locked in and you'll still get that top tier effort out of them?
I don't know. I think number one, we have to play. I mean, we're playing two teams that need to win these games. So they have a lot to play for. So and we have a lot to play for just as far as our pride and belief in one another. So and that's really what we can only focus on. But these division games are always most competitive, and we're going into Philadelphia, so we got to be ready to go.
What's been the vibe in the locker room? And I know last week you were saying, it was kind of a kick in the balls right before the game to find out that you didn't make the playoffs. But what was it like after the game? What's it been like this week during preparation? Do all your guys seem as locked in and focused as they were before you were eliminated, or has that changed at all? And if it hasn't, I mean, how impressed are you with your guys that they're still, as focused as they would be if they were fighting for a playoff spot?
Well, it's been a disjointed week, naturally, just with Christmas being on Wednesday, right in the middle of the week. But I thought they did a really good job Monday, Tuesday, especially all the extra time that they put in coming off of that. Sunday night games are always hard, and so I thought they did a really good job of that. And frankly, yesterday, coming back from a day off, we had great energy at practice. So we're having a good week so far.
All right. Is there a motivation? Is there a different plan, a practice plan for New Year's Day if you win versus if you lose? Because New Year's Day, it feels like if I were a player, I might want to be nursing a hangover. I might want to not come in early for practice, just want to hang out. Do you have like a different practice plan based on if you guys win or lose this week?
No, I've always had the same type of plan each and every year. So it's you make major adjustments for Christmas and minor adjustments for New Year's. That's kind of the way I've always done it.
Fair enough. Well, Coach, I wish you luck this week as you guys continue to really play well down the stretch. Hope you can keep that up. Good luck with the weather up there in Philadelphia. I can't imagine that's too much fun, but I guess it at least puts you back in the holiday spirit a little bit. Get some of that cold wind on you. Best of luck this week, and we'll talk to you there before the Commanders game.
Oh, you bet. Happy New Year to everyone. Thanks.
That was Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy, courtesy of AA Best Bail Bonds, joining on the Buyers Barricades guest line earlier today with the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman as they prepare for Philadelphia, a game you can catch right here on your South Texas home for the Dallas Cowboys, San Antonio Sports Star, starting at 11 o'clock on Sunday morning. A lot to get into with that. We got a little bit more when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys before we jump into the debacle that was Christmas Day with the Houston Texans. John Machota of The Athletic shining some insight on some of the rumors he's heard about McCarthy and if other teams are truly looking at him or not. That's coming up here on Extra Innings with Pleasure on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Monday on the Morning Huddle, the return of Rob Thompson. How'd the Cowboys do this weekend, and how'd the Alamo Bowl turn out? All that and more, and previewing this week's playoff games. Party starts at 6. Don't be late.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Paid for by Hims & Hers Health. Hims & Hers Weight Loss is not available everywhere. Compounded products are not FDA approved or verified for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. Restrictions at 4hers.com apply. Wegovy and Ozempic are not compounded.
Everyone's talking about the breakthrough of weight loss drugs, but too few can access or afford them. Hers is changing that. At forhers.com/start, you can access doctor-trusted weight loss plans tailored to you, like GLP-1 weekly injections with the same active ingredient as Ozempic and Wegovy, or oral medications at a fraction of the price. That's right, you'll save up to 91% per month on compounded semaglutide based on pricing through Hers, the same active ingredient as the name brand drug at 91% less. There's no hidden fees and no membership fees, just one low, transparent price. And the process is 100% online. If prescribed, your personalized plan ships free directly to your door. Get started at forhers.com/start to access affordable doctor-trusted weight loss plans that put you first. That's forhers.com/start. FORHERS.com/start.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire, or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-299-1058. 800-299-1058. Again, that's 800-299-1058.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-583-5795. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-583-5795. That's 800-583-5795.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass. Raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hey there, Cowboy fans! San Antonio Sports Star has something special just for you. Imagine this, you and a loved one, and the excitement of a Dallas Cowboys home game under the bright lights at AT&T Stadium. Well, thanks to AARP and San Antonio Sports Star, we're giving you the chance to make that dream come true. It's easy. Just visit sasportsstar.com to enter for your shot at winning 2 tickets to see the Cowboys live. Whether it's your first game or your 100th, nothing compares to being there, surrounded by fellow fans, soaking up that incredible energy. And hey, this isn't just about football. It's about creating memories with someone close to you. AARP knows how important that is, and that's why they're proud to sponsor this special giveaway. So don't wait. Head over to sasportsstar.com. Enter and picture yourself in those seats, sharing an unforgettable day. We can't wait to send you to the game. Visit sasportsstar.com to enter. sasportsstar.com.
Make your holidays bigger and brighter with Prize Picks, the best place to get real money action while watching your favorite sports. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. The app is really simple to use. Pick 2 or more players across any sport. Pick more or less on their projection, and you could win up to 1,000 times your money. Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app, is available to play in more than 40 plus states, including California and Texas. Join now because this holiday season, mention Prize Picks is giving away 2 free picks in December. And they're giving away $30+ million in rewards during Picksmas. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code Alamo and get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code Alamo on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Lowe's knows that to win the job, pros need the best prices. That's why only at Lowe's, MVP's Pro Rewards members can get a volume discount on eligible orders as low as $1,500 at the Pro Desk. That means you get the prices you need to start any job, small or large, because Lowe's knows pros. Valid in-store only. More terms and restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms or Pro Desk for details.
It's Extra Innings with Pledger on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pledger here on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. I'm James Pledger. Thanks for joining me this evening. Of course, you can comment along with the show on our YouTube page as at SA Sports Star is a young native Tino, 64 did, says, are the Bills or Chiefs ready for a healthy Chiefs team with a 41-8 playoff Mahomes? I don't think they are. To be fair, I don't think a lot of teams are ready for it. I said this earlier in the week. The Chiefs the last few years have been a team that's kind of been like a diesel engine. They start off the season just kind of barely sliding by, whether a few years ago it was the defense was awful and then Spags had them rounded into shape by the end of the year. Last year, the offense was awful and it kind of rounded into shape. This year, it's just kind of both sides of the ball have just done enough to get it going, but you could see the defense has really picked up and the offense getting healthy. Having Hollywood Brown back, having Xavier Worthy playing a more natural position now that Hollywood Brown is back, coming out of the slot. The only thing they really don't have is Rashee Rice, and what the severity of Isaiah Pacheco's injury is. Those are the question marks that the Chiefs have right now. But, man, I'll tell you what, that is a team that diesel engine's starting to get going, and just in time for the playoffs, just like it has the last 2 to 3 years. And it's ended pretty well for him the last couple of years. The Bills are a legitimate threat. Already beat them once this year. And Baltimore, man, it's just such a dynamic team. And talk about a team that's starting to round into form. That defense, especially the pass defense, which has been an issue over the last 5 games, hasn't given up over 200 yards. They have been rounding into form as well. And it's going to make for a very, very interesting playoff situation as we move forward. The Dallas Cowboys not a part of the playoff situation, but lots to talk about when it comes to them, especially in terms of Mike McCarthy, rumors about whether he's going to stay in Dallas. The Cowboys now want to retain him, but there might be other teams interested this offseason, especially when you talk about having 9 potential openings or more in the NFL this offseason. Could McCarthy be courted away from the Dallas Cowboys, or does he potentially just want to leave the circus? That plus CeeDee Lamb being shut down for the season, what to expect as things move on. Well, earlier today, Joe Reinagle on the Blitz had of The Athletic, and this report about McCarthy's other interests did come from Diana Rossini of The Athletic. They talked about whether Mike McCarthy is truly getting this other interest from around the league, amongst other things.
John, lots to talk about always with the Dallas Cowboys, even when they're out of playoff competition and all of that kind of stuff. And I want to start with Mike McCarthy, because we heard reports this week that he might be a hot commodity on the open market from some other teams in the NFL. Are you hearing the same thing?
So I can't say that I'm hearing that, but I'll just put it to you this way. I don't
really buy that necessarily. I mean, I guess that is a possibility. But when you say that, the first thing that comes to mind for me is the Cowboys, are always in the news. There's always talk about the Cowboys, and we knew that it was in a good spot where Mike was at after the way they lost to Green Bay. And we're almost a full 365 days removed from that. Certainly nothing that's happened this season would make you think, okay, well, they're definitely going to go in this direction with Mike continuing to being their head coach. But yet you haven't heard a single peep about any other possible candidate for the Dallas Cowboys. So to me, like that non-noise there speaks loudly to that it's a good chance that Mike comes back, that the Cowboys really don't have somebody else that they're looking at, and that they just don't want to say it right now, but that's probably the path that they're going down. But believe me, I will say this, if there's some other team that came in and swooped Mike away, that would be the most surprising thing. That would be far more surprising than Mike staying as the head coach. I guess it's the NFL, and it's crazy, and anything could happen. I'll believe that when I see it.
Yeah, it's interesting, and it would be. I asked Stephen Jones about that yesterday, John, and he said, "Well, Jerry and I knew what we're getting into by not extending him, and we'll get into that after the season." So, obviously, he's not going to say anything or give us tip his hand in any way, but he basically didn't seem too concerned about it either, which leads me to believe maybe they have talked already and everything's already done.
Yeah, with everything that Mike has built here and the program that he has in place and the assistant coaches and the staff and all that, I believe if they want him back and they want the staff back, that Mike would prefer to be here. But I don't know who that other team would be that he would say, okay, there's just too much here in Dallas. I'm ready for something new. I mean, I just look at the landscape of, is he doing that for the New Orleans Saints? Like, if he doesn't have a job and New Orleans Saints call, by all means, yeah, you want to have a job, but you taking that Saints job over staying with the Cowboys? I mean, maybe somebody would. I certainly wouldn't, but hey, I don't know. I mean, he's coached on their staff before. It's just one of those things where, as of right now, I would say that the most likely thing is that Mike remains that coach of the Cowboys.
Isn't that crazy too, John? Because just, I don't know, 6-7 weeks ago, I think all of us would have thought this completely different with the way the season was going, the injury problems, the losses, and then Mike has turned this thing around. You might say, I mean, I know 3 12-win seasons, but this could be one of his best coaching jobs ever.
Yeah, I mean, he deserves credit for that, no question about it. I just think that you go back to when he was hired, I think the big thing was that it was the playoff success is what they were looking for, and that obviously hasn't happened this year. And there's only been one playoff win over the last 5 years. So I think that would be the thing that you'd point to and go, I'm surprised that they would continue going down this path. But then you just look at the landscape of the league, and there's just not a lot of obvious head coaching candidates out there. And I don't think there's any better example than the fact that Bill Belichick is coaching at the University of North Carolina right now. I mean, that to me is more stunning than anything.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. We're visiting with John Machota, covers the Dallas Cowboys for The Athletic. CeeDee Lamb, they've shut him down. And obviously, I think everybody agrees it was the right thing to do. Steven did mention, though, yesterday that CeeDee kind of fought that, didn't really want to, but I guess was convinced or came to his senses or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I think it's just over these last few weeks, there's been this gaining thought amongst fans that, like, the team forces players out there, even when they're hurt, forces them back too soon from injuries. It blows my mind. I guess we live in a time of conspiracy theories, so everything works. But no, when players are out there, it's because that they believe that they can play through what's there. They're given all the information. It's not like they just get information from the team. They also have their own doctors. That's why you'll see guys get second, third, fourth, fifth opinion sometimes and stuff like that. So this idea that the team just makes you go out there. Like, I don't know, maybe there was a day when that happened. Maybe Tom Landry or somebody had guys go out there when they were hurt. I don't know. I never covered those teams. I didn't cover the NFL back then. But today, I mean, there's just plenty of examples on the Cowboys team alone. If people think that's how it is, like Deron Bland. I mean, there was a thought he'd be back, 5-6 weeks, and it kept going a little bit long because he didn't feel comfortable on it. So he doesn't feel comfortable. They're not just forcing him out there. DeMarcus Lawrence, there was thought that after he injured his foot that he might be back in a month, and he still isn't back, and it looks like he won't be back for the rest of the season. So did anybody force him out there? No, he doesn't feel comfortable on the foot, so he doesn't play. And so CeeDee was going out there because he was being told that this isn't something that can get probably significantly worse. Let's keep in mind he wasn't wearing any type of a harness that would limit his range of motion. That would be the next thing you'd think of if you had some type of a shoulder injury that was very severe. You see that with players. They put the shoulder harness on. He never got to that point. But you could see in that game last week that he took a couple big falls in that, and he was in as much pain or more than he has been. So this week he has scans. He has further evaluations done on the shoulder, and he is told, hey, it's at a point right now where if you play on it, it could get a lot worse. And if it gets worse, that means surgery. And so that means taking up your whole off season, and then maybe that runs into training camp and all that. There's nothing left to play for this season. It's better that you just rest it. You get the rehab, it recovers, and then there's no need for surgery, and you're good to go. And so I think that this is a smart decision all around. But yeah, the idea that the team would force players out that aren't healthy, it blows my mind.
John Machota with The Athletic covers the Dallas Cowboys. John, I was intrigued today with Jerry's comments on 105.3 The Fan. When he's talking about other players, he praised the play of Cooper Rush quite a bit. And I'm taking that as I think Cooper Rush might very well be back next year, backing up Dak Prescott again. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, as long as that there is no better offers financially out there for Cooper Rush to, be a backup elsewhere, I certainly think that lines up. I think he likes being down here. He likes being the backup to Dak. I feel like the more he's played, the better he's looked, and the more confident that they are in him as a backup. And I think that's what he is. And so I do believe that will be their goal, is to go into next season with Dak as the starter and Cooper Rush again as the backup. And from what we've seen this season, I don't think that's a bad plan at all. Dak will be coming off the hamstring injury, which obviously needed surgery, so that was significant. So, obviously his health will be a question throughout the season. So you need somebody that you can count on as a backup quarterback, just in case there is some type of a issue that he has. So yeah, I certainly think the Cowboys want him back. I think Cooper would like to be back. I think the only way that would change is if you had just had some team out of nowhere, kind of like the first question about Mike McCarthy, that we're not expecting, that offers him a decent amount of money more. And if somebody was to offer him a decent amount of money more, I think it would be because they're like, well, yeah, but we're also going to let you get a chance to potentially start games. Like, you got a better chance of starting here because the quarterback in front of you isn't a $60 million franchise quarterback. Maybe that would open up some interest. But I mean, let's not forget, he did go to the Giants when Jason Garrett took the OC job there, and things didn't work out there. And then he came right back to the Cowboys. So I think ultimately, as long as the Cowboys are competitive with their offer, I would expect Cooper Rush to be their backup next season.
That was John Machota earlier today on The Blitz. You can catch the full interview in the audio vault, powered by AA Best Bail Bonds at sasportstar.com. When we come back, man, Christmas Day was a disaster for Texans fans. And I don't know if it's going to get any better this year for the Houston Texans. Morning Huddle, AJ Hoffman discussed it earlier this morning. We'll react to it coming up next right here on Extra Innings with Pledger on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 FM.
This Sunday, join me, James Pledger, out at the Twin Peaks at Live Oak as we get ready for Cowboys and Eagles. They'll be giving away an Epic Cowboys jersey just for catching game days at Twin Peaks. Plus, we've got your chance to win a family 4-pack of tickets to the Navy All-American Bowl on January 11th in the Alamo Dome. So come hang out with us this Sunday, starting at 11 in the morning. Get there early, grab a seat, win some great prizes, and have yourself a frosty 29-degree beer while you wait. That's this Sunday at Twin Peaks Live Oak, just off I-35 and 1604.
Hey guys, it's AJ Hoffman from the Morning Huddle. Guys, excited to tell you about my friends over at SA Card House. They're located right off of 281 at Bitters, and this is the best card house in all of San Antonio. This is a premier poker experience. I got used to playing online in Vegas, and then every once in a while I'd go out, I'd get in the casino and play cards. I'm so excited to be back in a place where I can get my hands on the cards, sit down at the table, feel the feel of the table, feel those chips. You gotta love it. This is a private social club. They're open 7 days a week, and they're open all hours of the night. So you get whatever hours you're working, you get off work, you want to go play some poker, great. You work in the mornings, you want to play in the afternoon, great, like me. It's a great time, great atmosphere, a clean place, which is a big deal for me, and they welcome every skill level. On top of that, they've got a bar and grill, Foster's Bar and Grill attached. You don't have to be a member to dine. 5-star chefs on hand with nightly specials. The food is incredible. Check them out and check them out online, sacardhouse.com.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, really? That's great.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
I can't have any more? Why not?
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code KIND to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code KIND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code KIND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-770-2727. 800-770-2727.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check your sunroof is closed first before driving through the car wash.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, no. Wait, whoa.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Terms apply. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
This is Jim Rome. Check out the Morning Huddle, 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's got me stressed out right now. Christmas Day was a bad day in the Pledger household because that was an atrocity what we saw on Netflix that day when they took on the Ravens. And to be fair, the Ravens have had their number for the bulk of the Houston Texans' existence in the NFL, and it's just been their kryptonite. But that was one of the worst performances of the year on both sides of the ball when it comes to the Houston Texans. Sure, they got a safety, but Derrick Henry ran all over him. Lamar Jackson reinserted his name into the top of the MVP conversation, and that offense was just god awful in that game. And AJ Hoffman, who spent a lot of time in Houston on the ESPN station down there on that disaster on Christmas Day.
The other games, the Christmas Day games, we'll start with the Ravens Texans. I mean, this was one-way traffic. CJ Stroud, 185 yards passing, 17 of 31 with an interception, no touchdowns, as you can tell by the fact that the Texans scored 2 points in the game. 2.
I would rather them get shut out, because then now you can make jokes about, oh, you only scored 2 points. Like, I wish in a way they would have, like, as a fan, I would have hoped they just got shut out.
Are you a Texans fan?
No, I'm not a Texans fan, but it's almost more embarrassing to just score 2 points. You can make jokes about it, like, you got a safety. Now, they essentially got shut out.
I mean, they did tackle Derrick Henry for a loss, which is what you had to do to get that safe. I mean, I guess that's an impressive feat. Of course, he did run for almost 150 yards on his other carries, which, not ideal. Lamar Jackson, only 168 yards passing, but 10 of 15, 2 touchdowns, and did some more damage on the ground, 4 carries for 87 yards and another touchdown. But this was the Derrick Henry show. They started rolling downhill on the Texans and didn't have to change it up, didn't have to do anything. Like I said, you can't really run on the Ravens. The Texans tried to an extent, 17 carries, 58 yards. It wasn't going to work. It just doesn't work. CJ Stroud, I thought he was going to be – it looked like he hurt his shoulder pretty bad near the end of the half. Davis Mills came in for a little bit, but CJ was able to come back and continue to be ineffective. You talk about – and again, I'm not saying that I don't think CJ Stroud's a good player. I do think CJ Stroud's a good player. CJ Stroud last year to this year, it's been a while since we saw a quarterback regress as much as we've seen CJ Stroud regress this year. This has been, and like I said, I knew this was coming, because when you have a year like CJ Stroud did his rookie year, probably one of the 3 or 4 best rookie seasons ever for an NFL quarterback, you are 100% going to regress, because the league is just, they're too good to let you do that to them. And if first of all, I mean, there wasn't really much room for him to go up from last year. So I knew he was going to come back down. I just didn't know it would be quite this much, to where he's been, quite frank, and especially the last few weeks, just not good. And in fact, it's been a while since I watched the Texans game and went, man, CJ really balled out in this game. And that is problematic. He has now failed to hit 200 passing yards. This was the 5th time this season that he has failed to hit 200 passing yards, and that includes a game where he failed to hit 100 passing yards. Not the season that CJ Stroud was hoping for. And I think now we can let's just be serious about what the Texans are. If the Texans make the playoffs,
well, they already won their division.
Yeah, my bad. They are, when they get to the playoffs, they are cannon fodder. They cannot beat another playoff team. I don't think they can beat the Broncos. They're going to end up playing likely the Steelers or the Chargers if the Steelers lose to the Bengals and the Chargers win out.
So the two frauds could be playing each other, the Steelers and the
they very
Texans.
well could.
And someone has to win a playoff game.
That's true. And I think it'd be the Steelers. I think it would be. There's this Texans team is just broken. And when they play anybody with a pulse, they lose. The last 2 weeks, they had a chance to beat the Chiefs, had a chance, and just could not get the job done. The offensive line is a joke.
Do you think Bobby Sloak's going to be the fall guy?
It's wild.
Everyone's killing him.
Think about this. A year ago, like this time a year ago, Bobby Sloak was looked at as like,
he was Ben Johnson of this year.
Yeah. He was a hot head coaching prospect. This is going to be one of those great regrets of his life, is going back for another year in Houston.
It's true. And is he the fall guy, or is there much, much more? And it comes down to DeMeco Ryans. Are you willing to make the tough decisions? And if something's broken, on the other side of the ball, are you willing to fire your friends if they're not getting the job done? And that's going to be the biggest question mark for the Houston Texans. Do you give them another year? Was this just a broken year that can be fixed in the offseason and run it back? Or does there need to be a massive change? I still think Chris Strasser ends up being the fall guy, the offensive line coach, and they move on after that into Bobby Slowick if the offensive struggles persist the following year. But it's interesting discussion nonetheless. Plus, CJ Stroud took a hit in the Jets game earlier in the season, week 8-ish, I guess. Landed on his throwing shoulder. Could attribute to some of the issues he's been having because he has not been great since then and has been wildly inaccurate and un-CJ Stroud-like since that. And I thought for sure when he left the Ravens game after that shoulder injury that it was either a separated shoulder or an AC joint injury of some kind. And it shocked me that he came back into the game, but it didn't look good with him coming back into the game either. So we don't know if this season is marred by injury, if there is something they are kind of hiding, masking with CJ Stroud when it comes to a potential injury that may be the root of a lot of these problems. But there is definitely a lot of questions in Houston this offseason. How do the Texans handle it? Going to be very interesting to figure it out. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. The San Antonio Spurs in action against the Nets right now, and some big news of the last few weeks regarding De'Aaron Fox. But with the recent events that have unfolded in Sacramento, have Spurs fans changed their tune about potentially wanting a De'Aaron Fox? What say you? Call into the show. Let it be known. Would you make a trade for a De'Aaron Fox if he were available from the Sacramento Kings? 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. We'll talk about it next right here on Extra Innings with Pleasure on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch any big game with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. Football, basketball, all the fights. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, the Roo Pub, right next to the Angry Elephant. 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Hey, I'm Brett Podolsky, co-founder of The Farmer's Dog. We make fresh food for dogs. We started the company when we saw what a huge difference it made in my own dog, Jada, when she stopped eating ultra-processed kibble and started eating fresh, whole food. The Farmer's Dog food isn't fancy. It's just real food delivered to your door in pre-portioned packs. It's better for them and easier for you.
Get 50% off your first box at thefarmersdog.com/trial50. That's thefarmersdog.com/trial50.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Come to the South Texas RV Super Sale, January 2nd through the 5th. Our dealers are loaded with RVs, and they're making deals. Class A, B, and C motorhomes, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and travel trailers. For info and advance tickets, go to southtexasrvsupersale.com.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-694-1010. That's 1-800-694-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-694-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Coverage varies by plan, view contracts and exclusions at EnduranceWarranty.com.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire, or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-299-1058. 800-299-1058. Again, that's 800-299-1058.
Joe, I've invented the perfect exercise machine. It's practical, efficient, and fits in any home. I give you the Row and Go. Ta-da! It's a rowing machine that connects to your toilet, so you can row and...
Stop. Folks at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC will help homes stay in tip-top shape. Call Quarter Moon 651-5899.
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, 210-651-5899.
License number M16004, TACLA 141074E.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
We about to roll into the weekend here on Extra Innings with Pleasure. Hopefully y'all have a great weekend. New Year's. Hopefully y'all don't have to work Monday. We will be though, so feel free to tune in starting 6 o'clock Monday morning. Rumors about De'Aaron Fox to San Antonio have persisted for a couple of weeks, and Tim McMahon on the Who Collective podcast confirmed these rumors earlier today. But then you get the news that Mike Brown was fired the day after lighting and throwing De'Aaron Fox under the bus due to closing out on a 3-point play, creating a 4-pointer, which allowed Detroit to win the game the other night. And it's very interesting to kind of talk about how things are going to play out with De'Aaron Fox. Was this his call? Is this Sacramento in an attempt to appease him? Was this Sacramento just they didn't like what they heard about it, so they fired him anyway, and De'Aaron Fox had nothing to do with this? Was there friction between the two? Does this change your thoughts on a potential trade for De'Aaron Fox, or did you never want him in the first place in San Antonio? It's very, very interesting to kind of see how this is going to play out as we approach the trade deadline on February 6th, coming up here in just a little over a month away as the season progresses. Of course, Sacramento not where they want to be right now. And could they look to potentially restart the clock on a rebuild, or will they continue to try and build around a De'Aaron Fox? It's going to be a very, very interesting season up until the trade deadline, and just to see where the Spurs are, if they're going to be buyers going into the trade deadline, or if they're going to roll this thing out, play it into the offseason, and then potentially be buyers this offseason after they see what they want from this team as it progresses. Man, be sure to check on your loved ones. You never know what somebody's going through in life. Give them all the love. This is the time of family, love, and being around each other. Hopefully everybody has a great weekend and fantastic New Year's. We'll see you Monday right back here on Extra Innings with Pleasure on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
94.1 FM.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
They had a drone attack on the Kremlin, man.
Okay.
Putin